Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 45 of Quickfire Crypto, where we keep you informed on a bi-daily basis. If you are interested in keeping up fully up to date on all things crypto, then subscribe to the channel. We put out a new video every 12 hours. So the story of the evening is an article I found in Bloomberg's newsletter section, and it's titled, "If Sam Bankman-Fried Isn't Lying, Crypto is in Trouble." So this is an article written by Michael P. Reagan. Let's get straight into it. The SBF show. In Sam Bankman-Fried's telling, it wasn't fraud, theft or other assorted skullduggery that caused the FTX crypto conglomerate to implode. It was just incompetence. That is the outline of the defense he tried to lay out this week in interviews at a New York Times event, on Good Morning America, and in New York Magazine. Mind you, he hasn't actually been charged with anything, so he seems to be trying to front-run any potential criminal prosecution and launder his once heroic reputation. Was he telling the truth? Who knows? I think we do know, guys. This guy is a pathological liar. I'm at the point now, I've read so much about this that I think he's something of a sociopath. I think he's getting kicks out of being in the media and being questioned about this. When you watch him on camera, he almost looks like he's enjoying it. And he's enjoying the fact that he's kind of beating the system, that he's not being arrested, that he's not being tried. And I mean, his words don't match the reactions on his face. So he's saying that he's sorry and that he's he's very apologetic and that he wants to put customers first and that he wants to get the refunds back for all the users that lost all the money and get all the money back to the creditors. But his face really tells a different story, and he just seems like something. It just looks off when you watch him. Even the captain of the crypto cheerleading squad, Mike Novogratz, channeled his inner Joe Biden to tell Bloomberg TV that SBF was laying on the malarkey in the Times interview. And he was just lying. He was just lying through his teeth. But then there was hedge fund luminary Bill Ackman triggering what the kids would call an epic ratio by tweeting, "Call me crazy, but I think SBF is telling the truth. Hey, it only takes one of 12 jurors, crazy or not. So if SBF were to land someone like Ackman on his, that's the only ratio that matters." And quite honestly, I think Bill Ackman has lost it here. He's a very respectable investor, but this is just fraud. It's just fraud at its basic level. There is no defending it whatsoever. This guy, SBF, needs arresting, and he needs putting on trial. He needs arresting now, and he needs to have trial dates set up. He needs to get it and be prosecuted for this. There's just $8 billion to fraudulently use $8 billion of other people's money and lie about it is just not. It's a crime. It's fraud. So yeah. And there's Bill's tweet saying, "Call me crazy, but I think SBF is telling the truth." And I also saw actually that Kevin O'Leary also agreed with Bill Ackman. And Kevin O'Leary was an FTX investor and paid spokesperson before the crash. Obviously, he isn't anymore, and he's actually lost his entire investment. I've seen interviews with him done that says he's lost everything. Kevin O'Leary. If you don't know him, he's from Shark Tank, the US Shark Tank, and he's also known as Mr. Wonderful. He likes to call himself, he markets himself as Mr. Wonderful. SBF also seemed to be front-running his exposure in the civil courtroom by revealing he only has $100,000 left to his name. It's true that's enough to cover Alameda's tab at the Bahamas location of Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. Insert your own "some people claim that there's a woman to blame" joke here, but unlikely to get any major plaintiffs' attorneys too excited. And this, of course, is regarding he had a bill. Alameda Research, the sister company to FTX, had a bar bill in the Bahamas of meals and drinks, a tab basically set up, and it was $55,000, just that one bar tab. So these, you know, this is why I say this guy's lying. He's really been spending the money on himself. I mean, $55,000 on a bar tab. You know, it's just. He's not conservative at all. It's not responsible. He's just not a responsible person, and he's just what he's done is criminal. There's just no other way to put it. And he's had a great time while everybody else is suffering, and he's continuing to have a great time. He's still in his mansion in the Bahamas that was bought by all the users' funds, and he's still there now. So, but you know what? Let's assume that systemic incompetence is the correct diagnosis for this year's crypto dumpster fire, based on whatever due diligence the power players did on Do Kwon's Terra project, SBF's FTX, and all the dominoes lined up behind them. They're referring to Do Kwon's Terra Luna, and when Luna crashed, because of the USD peg that got lost, and it caused a massive run. If that's the case, it's perhaps more damaging to the industry's ambitions that if its problems were caused by premeditating Madoff-like criminals who could be brought to justice. Look, wait till you listen to this. Look, I've had a bad month, SBF told the audience, providing the sitcom-like laugh track at the Times event. For the VCs, institutions, and Wall Street firms who previously had been opening the capital spigots in crypto's direction, not to mention all of FTX's counterparties and customers, it would appear it's been bad for a lot longer than that. He's almost rallying for pity here in saying, look, I've had a bad month. What about everybody else? What about all his creditors that have lost $8 billion? You know, because of him. This isn't just like some sort of thing that's, bad situation that's just landed on his lap, and he's just found himself in an unfortunate situation here. He has done this entire thing himself. Or maybe you could say he's done it with a small ring of people, but he was the orchestrator in all this, and it's just to go after and say, look, I've had a bad month, sort of give me a break kind of a thing, it's just not on. And so those are my thoughts on this evening's article. Remember, everybody, to please subscribe to the channel, join our team, and we'll keep you updated on all things crypto every 12 hours. Smash the like button if you feel you got value from this video, and I'll see you all in 12 hours.